Good evening, this is James, Kilo November 6, Quebec November Juliet, your net control operator for the River City Arc's Slow Scan TV net. This net serves for training and practice in image transmission modes and meets Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on the N6NA repeater on 441.30 megahertz. River City Arcs members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call at any time, please announce your call sign between transmissions, and Net Control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise and you need the repeater, please contact Net Control by saying, break, break. A double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I'll recognize each station before continuing. Any station who wishes to check into the net, please come now.
November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec, Bob in North Roseville.
Kilo Lima 7, Hotel Quebec, Romeo, Dio in the Antelope.
So far, we have Bob, N6PGQ, and Neil, and KL7HQR. Other stations wishing to check in for the net tonight.
This is Kilo Papa 4 Mike Delta Carol in Citrus Heights, and we have Craig Whiskey Papa 2 November on YouTube chat.
KB4MD, Carol, thanks for checking in, and Craig, WP2N, thanks for joining us via YouTube. Any other stations wanting to join us tonight on the Slow Scan TV net? Okay, hearing none. Bob, you're first, N6PGQ.
Okay, this will be PD 120.
N6PGQ. I got a clear copy. It looks like, modernist artwork. But I know we're going to talk about this some more. Neil, KL7HQR.
Roger, KL7HQR. Good copy here, Bob, and good information for him. We would like a little bit more information about the Friday schedule. Unfortunately, I found out that I'm not going to be able to go in on Saturday as I intended to, so I'm going to be missing a lot. So I have a Friday and a Sunday. Based on that, the picture came in very well. I have a little bit of trouble reading with my bad eyes the wording, but it's the foreign schedule and the changes to the schedule for what I assume to be the Pacific Con coming up. And overall, very good copy. Just that the words are very small, a little difficult. I expanded it all the way as far as the whole screen, and I can't read some of it. But good copy overall, Bob. Thank you very much. Back to that.
Thanks, Neil. KL7HQR, KN6QNJ. Mine comes through well enough to know what it is, but it is kind of blurry for me. So it's not just the smallness, although the transmission is really clear. I don't see many pixel pops. It's just that it's kind of fuzzy. Carol, KP4MD.
Okay, this is KP4MD. Always have to search for the button here. I had stepped away from the computer a moment. Yeah, it looks like you got part of the forum schedule from Pacificon. It came through pretty well with the colors there. Friday and then the first part of the Saturday schedule. Not too easy for me to read the lettering though. I could read forum schedule easily. I could read Friday, October 14th, Saturday, October 15th, Contra Costa, Bishop Ranch Ballroom, Pleasanton, Danville. Ceylon 1, 2, I think. But the rest of the printing is a little too small for me to read. Back to Nets, KP4MD.
Thanks, Carol. Bob, N6PGQ, go ahead and tell us what you're sharing.
Okay, this N6PGQ. Yeah, this is the forum schedule for Friday and Saturday morning at Pacificon. And I took a screenshot of the thing, and I probably should have expanded the font a little bit and just did a section of it. The print's fairly small on the screen as you look at it. Friday's the antenna seminar, and then Saturday, first thing is breakfast with Gordon West, and then the sessions all begin, and they go until lunch break and then go in the afternoon. So unfortunately, Neil can't make it on Saturday, but Saturday's the day to go if you want to hear all the speakers, or at least a good bunch of them. And the exhibit hall will be open both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The exhibit hall for the vendors opens at 3 on Friday, so it always open for about 3 hours. So Saturday's the longer session if you want to go and talk to people. Going to be quite a few people there, and everything's on their website. So that's the story, N6PGQ.
Thanks, Bob. I am going for the day on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first time. Neil, KL7HQR, your turn.
I'm still working on a picture here. The one that I had apparently is not working well. Please go ahead with the next one, and I'll take my turn again.
Copy. Carol, KP4MD, are you ready? KP4MD. Are you ready to send a picture? All right, Neil, just checking, are you ready yet? If not, I could send something.
Now go ahead.
All right, this will be PD 120. Okay, Bob, N6PGQ, what do you see?
Well, I see a really nice picture. Pretty clouds and a blue sky, not much smog. Looks like a paved road right in the bottom right lower corner that goes up the hill and up to the building. That probably is someone's nice house or something to that effect. The only thing I can't see is the antenna. It probably is on the other side of the house or something pointed into the valley next to the other hills. Great location. I'd like that place. Interested to hear where it is. Looks like there's perhaps a tile roof on the buildings, and what we see is at least 2 stories. Looks like there's a couple stories on the front since there's windows on top of each other, and then a whole row on the back side. Nice trees around it. I don't think it's around this area. Who knows? N6PGQ.
Boy, I'm surprised you're not able to see the antenna. Neil, KL7HQR.
KL7HQR. Well, I don't see the antenna either. And looking at the style of the building and the terrain, I would assume this to be Europe somewhere. I may be completely wrong, but like Bob said, good picture, good copy. Pastel colors primarily on the sky. Beautiful green coverage on the hills and also in the foreground. And I agree with Bob that at least 1, 2, 3 stories, although there is a little window just below the eaves on the top side there. But good copy, good, beautiful thing. Wonder what it is.
Thanks, Neil. Carol, KP4MD. Calling again, Carol, KP4MD. Copy. Okay. Well, this is James, KN6QNJ. If you'll recall from last week, I shared a photo of a shot through a window that reflected the sky and the glass, and that was from Tuscany, Italy. Well, this is that building that had the window in it. It's Castle Potentino in Tuscany, and so I thought I'd share the context for the window shot from last week. So my wife is back, and I'm getting more and more photos from her and her friends. Any other questions about that?
7HQR. So I assume this is back in Tuscany. So, boy, I got the Europe part, but I missed all the rest of it. And it looks like a fantastic place. I've been to Italy a few times, and but I don't remember seeing a place that typical and that fantastic.
Yeah, they had a really good time, except, of course, it's not ADA compliant. Lots of stairs up and down to the rooms. But, I mean, it's an old castle that's been sort of updated as a hotel, I guess. But they had cooking classes, a pretty interesting experience for my wife and her friends in a beautiful area. The weather was beautiful. They were worried about rain. It didn't rain. So they had a really good time. Any other questions? Bob, I'm sorry, there really is not an antenna there. But maybe we should take a trek there and ask them if they want one set up.
Yeah, it'd be really good for a stacked Yagi. Maybe a couple of them for 40 meters. I think that would fit in real well.
Oh, absolutely. I so agree with you. Neil, KL7HQR, are you set up with a picture?
Well, I'll send one. I was trying to get another one. Let me give me a second here.
All right. While we're waiting, we'll tell you all that today, for the first time, I talked to both England and Japan on 10 meters with my inverted L end-fed antenna that I built, and for me, that's pretty exciting. Given the constraints I have. But 10 meters, which I thought was broken, really seems to be working. Any comments?
7HQR, congratulations. Yeah, when 10 meters opens, I remember throughout my decades of ham radio, 10 meter opens with 5 watts, you can talk a long way. And congratulations, your antenna seems to be working. In Japan, from here, it shouldn't be too hard. But England is quite a feat. It's quite a feat. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a ham radio operator in the middle of Manchester, and somehow he pulled me out. In fact, Wilson sent me a note. I had turned up my gain and my processor too much, so on our 10-meter net, he noticed that I was overmodulating and distorted. I don't know if you guys heard that earlier today, but I turned it back down. I forgot to tune it back.
Great to hear that. Anything else, Bob?
No, congratulations on working them both east and west. That's a good thing. Yeah, 10 meters has been open. It was really open this afternoon. There are probably 25 or so stations I could identify on the waterfall. Had a big long rag chew with a guy in Texas on 10. So it's open, and doing pretty well. It faded near the, end of the afternoon, but it was good propagation. N6 PGQ.
Let's hope it stays. I hope it lasts for a while. I'm working on learning CW, so that'll be fun. Hopefully by the time I'm ready, it'll still be active. Neil, KL7HQR, are you ready to send? Just let me know. And Carol, if you're ready, let me know. This is James, KN6QNJ.
Scale 7HQR. I was trying to hold this back for when we have a good attendance, but I'll send it out. My idea, if you guys don't mind, we've been sending pictures, where is this and what is this and etc. It's really interesting, but I think we're ready to go up a step further. I think we can learn from each other a lot more. We have Joel, who is an expert on climbing things and going up Yosemite and Las Vegas and all kinds of things. We have Bob, that's pretty good on antennas and music and automobiles. Carol, of course, she is all over electronics, ham radio or otherwise, medicine. And so we all have our little corner of experience and knowledge. And maybe it would be a good idea to, once in a while, to try to share from each other, learn from each other in here. So based on that, I prepared this picture, which is not only, the picture is quite obviously what it is, but it involves a few questions, and to see if anybody would know the answers. And not knowing the answers is a very good positive, because that's how we learn from each other. So maybe this will be a step in that direction. So we are permission PD 120.
Yeah, please go ahead. I think it's a great idea.
And after all that, it's not keen for some reason. Hang on a minute. Let me see what's going on here. Let me try the tone again. Okay, it's not keen. Stand by. After all that, not keying the signal link. Go ahead with maybe Carol is ready, and I'll see what I can do.
KP4MD, are you ready? Bob, do you have another photo you'd like to share?
No, I don't have one in the queue. Neil should be checking to make sure he's got going speakers. That seems to be something that my computer tends to turn off occasionally. No, I don't have anything to send in addition to what I had. It's, last minute stuff that I always remember it's Wednesday. And I didn't have another last minute stuff, so we'll be patient. Wait for Neil. N6PGQ.
This is KP for MD.
Hi, Carol. Are you able to send a picture?
Roger, I'll go ahead and send us PD 120 is KP for MD.
I got good copy, Carol. It's a little tilted as it comes in, but I know I can straighten that out. The Parachute Mobile, I know I watched that on YouTube several months ago. You had told us about it. Is he going to be working at Pacificon?
Actually, they're going to be working out of the airport that they normally take off from, and they'll be operating during the weekend, and they will have a booth at Pacificon where they will have monitors showing the video from the parachutists. So you'll be able to watch it there and actually meet some of the people in real life. Over.
A copy, very interesting. Bob, N6PGQ.
Oh, very good copy here. And yes, that's the Pacificon logo in the middle, and it's Parachute Mobile Mission 42 on Saturday, October 15th. And if you squint a little bit, it says parachute control and 2 meter QSOs. I can't exactly read the frequency, something simplex, and HF QSOs on 14 dot something. And on the right side bottom it says streaming video, check website for Zoom information, I believe, and then has looks like 4 monitor screens. Yeah, they're at Pacificon every year, and it's kind of interesting to see what people will do to make radio contacts. N6PGQ.
Thanks, Bob. Neil, KL7HQR.
Yeah, good copy, although I did get a little bit of interference here and there was a little bit of skewing in the picture, but it sounds really interesting. Looking forward to seeing that. As a matter of fact, I've seen that Parachute Mobile before. I don't remember if it was in the last Pacificon, but I've seen it before. And I would be really interested in seeing this. When I was young and immortal, which I'm neither anymore, I did 13 parachute jumps, but none of them was with ham radio, so I think I was too scared to be able to talk on the radio when I did those things. But that looks like something really interesting. Looking forward to seeing that. And but as far as the transmission of the picture, very good, no problem at all. Back to that.
Thanks, Neil. KL7HQR, this is KN6QNJ. Neil, what's your picture transmission status?
Oh, let me give it a try here. Hang on a minute. Sorry, still negative. Wires crossed so far. Sorry.
Do you want to keep working on it? I could send another picture while we give you a few more minutes.
Please do, no problem at all.
Okay, I'm going to send another picture while Neil's fixing his connection. Stand by. N6PGQ. I sent this for you. This is a picture of the courtyard of the castle with an upside-down hex beam there on the right.
Okay, well, I'm glad they finally put up an antenna. Really good picture, except for it burped in the middle. It wasn't an ID, it just kind of had some noise. Really interesting, nice stone walls and a nice archway leading to a second one. It's probably a courtyard. And maybe underneath the hex beam is a well. I can't tell. I'm not the world traveler that you guys are. Nice walkway, probably some kind of crushed rock, and then the brickwork in the front. Really, really nice. N6PGQ.
Thanks, Bob. I should say all these photos, the window last week and the two I've transmitted today, are taken by my wife. Whiskey Papa 2, November, Craig Bruce, who's watching on YouTube, also likes that photo. Neil, did you copy the photo?
Yes, good copy, no problem at all. And interesting to see the brickwork on the ground here, on the foreground. And your wife takes fantastic pictures. I mean, I'm looking at the darkness of the wall and the bright of the view through the door versus the brightness of the sky. She has some fantastic eye for good composition. So, that she knows Photoshop very well. I think the first part is correct. She has shown some fantastic pictures. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it. I'll pass that on. Carol, KB4MD. Neil, do you want to give your system a try again?
Okay, let's give it a try again. I reserve the right to send this again one at a time when we have a fuller audience, but let's see how it goes.
KL7HQR. I really like your idea about sharing some things we know, through SSTV. The photo, I can make everything out, but it sounds like maybe the signaling is a little off frequency. but I bet Bob may have some thoughts on that. N6PGQ.
Well, I could hear voices in the background. I don't know if Neil was talking, so it's almost like the signal link was getting the sound from the microphone of the computer. But it isn't as clear as Neil has done before. So the aircraft below the shuttle is a 747. And I can probably guess most of the shuttle's names. It just depends on whether you want to count the Enterprise as a shuttle that flew. It kind of fell as far as I could remember. So we'll let other people come up with names, and I'll see if I can think of the ones that people missed.
Well, I remember Discovery and Columbia, yes, and Enterprise. One of them is on display vertically at the Science Museum in Los Angeles, but I forget which one. Carol, KP4MD.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. I got the picture okay. Looks like there's, I don't know if it's interference or a little bit of herringbone on the bottom 80% of the picture. You could notice it, at least what I received over here, and I'm thinking what we might have is just a little bit of interference from the repeater in San Jose. That's on 441.3. They were coming in pretty well, breaking my squelch at times. I think Challenger was also if now I'm not mistaken, one of the shuttles. And I was thinking of Challenger Discovery. And I don't know anything else. So back to Nets, KP4MD.
Thanks, Carol. Yeah, Bob, maybe I did too, heard voices maybe right at the beginning from Neil's computer maybe that might have been causing that herringbone interference, but we're not sure. Neil's going to have to get to the bottom of that. Neil, KL7HQR. So you've asked us a few questions. We've sort of tried to answer them. Oh, the aircraft below the shuttle, but not the B-52, I think is some modified 747. All right, Neil, go ahead.
KL7HQR. Well, thanks guys for putting up with this. The transmission wasn't the best. We'll see if we can fix it up for next time. Yeah, this is just an example of what I would expect Taro and all the rest of you guys to go into your areas of expertise and kind of send us something so that we can learn some from you. As far as this particular picture, the shuttles actually were 6 that flew. Bob mentioned the Enterprise, and so did you. The Enterprise was the first one that was used for what they call the approach to landing, and it was dropped off and just to test. It didn't have any working engines. It was to test the aerodynamics for as a glider to land. And then the first one was Columbia, and, which unfortunately lost in February 1st, 19. Then we have Challenger, which we lost on the 28th of February. February of '86. Columbia was in 2003. So we have Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. Endeavour was the one that was built to replace Challenger. And so there were actually a total of 6 that flew, 5 that actually went on orbit. And by the way, one of the questions that I'm going to have later on will be which astronaut actually flew in all 5. The aircraft below is definitely a modified 747, and it's called an SCA, or a shuttle carrier aircraft. There were 2 of them built. One is in Palmdale, California, and the other one I just finished visiting about a month ago in Houston. It's a Space Center, Houston. It's just outside Johnson Space Center. They did a fantastic job setting up a display of that thing. So, anyway, that's my contribution. Looking forward to learning from you guys. KL7HQR.
I'd love to go there sometime, Neil. That's a destination I'd love to see. Thank you. Any questions, Bob or Carol, for Neil?
Well, this N6PGQ, I remember going on the parking garage that's about, 555 Capitol downtown, when they flew the shuttle around the Capitol a couple of times on its way down to Los Angeles to be pulled down the streets to get to the museum, and it was kind of interesting to watch it go by. I've got some pretty good pictures. The sun wasn't in exactly the right place to get a really good picture, but it was kind of fun to watch it on its last flight, N6PGQ.
I remember that, Bob. Wow. Yeah, I remember that. That's very cool. Carol, any comments?
No, nothing further. Thank you very much for sharing this, Neil. Very good knowledge as KP for MD.
Any last comments or questions before I close the net?
K7HQ, just would like to just present that as a potential things that we can do in the future for other things. And yeah, if you guys ever have a chance to go down Johnson Space Center, it's an incredible place along with KFC. I worked there for about 12 years, and now my son works there. So the only way for me to get in there is with his approval. And, so that's the way it goes. Anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate for the net, KL7HQR.
Yeah, KP4MD.
I'm going to give some thought to what I could share that would be interesting and good for discussion. Okay, any last comments before I close the net?
Yeah, this is KP4MD. Just a suggestion. Those of you who are going to PacificCon, make sure you get some good snapshots with your camera phones for the next Slow Scan TV Net. Over.
That's an excellent idea. I wouldn't have done it, but now I will. Thanks, Carol. I expect I'll wind up learning a lot and spending a lot of money. All right, I'm going to close the net. Thanks to all who participated in tonight's Slow Scan TV Net. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9. The net is officially closed at 9:45. This is James, KN6QNJ, wishing all of you a good evening.